You talk at weird levels.
Yeah.
I'm just always monotone and mumbling.
Yeah, I'm
energetic. Oh, I picked up some radio waves.
Gun to your head, how much ice cream you think you could eat? I mean, like, if they have your mom hanging from a helicopter.
Shoveling.
It'll never happen. Imagine the setting,
cream.
okay? So, it's Empire State Building. Also, this doesn't make any sense. But just so that you can look your mom in the eye, this is why it makes sense. She's in a helicopter next to the Empire State Building, right? You're on the top of the Empire State Building. This Russian guy, he's got a gun to your head, and there's just a giant, I mean like a bathtub full of ice cream. Like, how much could you eat?
I mean, I'd eat
okay,
it till
no,
I got
let's
sick,
rephrase this question. That doesn't make any sense, because it's
like,
just like
it's
just like she's going to die no matter what.
Yeah,
why if the goal's the bathtub, I'm going to lose.
Yeah, I can't eat a bathtub of ice cream.
So how much ice cream could you eat? If he's like, okay, eat blank number, what do you think your max is? You could be like, all right.
Blank number of what? Like,
to save your mom. Gallons of ice cream.
Gallons?
Not even one. Think you could eat 1 gallon of ice
I'm saying,
cream?
like, I might be able to finish the bowl that you got in your hand.
The bowl? What is
this? I don't know what it is.
This is 1.75 quarts of ice cream.
Like, if I had to, I might be able to do that.
No. Gun to your head, you don't think you'd eat more than this? If you can eat more than this, you're a quitter, dude. Like, honestly, if this is your quit point for death, I'm really judging you.
I've never had to shovel in ice cream.
I'm really judging your determination and drive. Everything I've said nice about you, I take back. If this is all you could do to survive. Like, a dude cut his arm off with a knife, 127 houred himself to survive. And you could barely do... You're telling me if this was 2 quarts of ice cream...
Your subject here is just shitty. I don't know how much fucking ice cream I could eat if I had to.
Well,
it doesn't matter.
I have a gun.
Oh, turns out the scenario's real.
Oh, man. I'm saying that'd be my favorite scenario. If he's like, 1 gallon, I'm like, thank you. No, not really. I couldn't eat a gallon.
What scenario? This sucks. You got some ice cream on your chest there, big shit.
You're saving that for just to make this little sexy move I'm about to do.
This is why we need video.
That's why we need video. Hey, for anyone who's watching, I can lick.
You're a towel.
You're a towel. No, you're a towel. Wait, just to get this clear. Are you a towel?
No. Welcome back to Insightful Hypocrites, episode 15.
I think that's a verb. Ice creaming. Let me finish ice creaming. Not eating ice cream. I thought you meant the intro. Not eating ice cream. Ice creaming.
Ice screaming.
Ice creaming for ice cream.
Ice screaming, dog. I was working outside the other day on the shirts and heard an ice cream truck.
Yeah, that weird one.
First time
he came here too, man.
First time I heard one living there.
He's definitely looking to pick up children. I don't know, because when was the last time
through my head though. I was like, man,
truck?
I should go hit up that ice cream truck. I wanted something like a fucking Captain America pop or whatever they got.
I feel like he was just selling meth and cigarettes, loose cigarettes.
Nothing worse than a guy selling loose cigarettes.
Just meth and loosies, I'm telling you.
And he calls them cigarettes.
Cigarettes?
No. 2 syllables. Cigarettes.
I like
cigarettes.
My favorite way is cigarettes.
You got smokes, bubs?
Cracks yourself up with the Trailer Park Boys.
I fucking love Trailer Park Boys.
Alright, I gotta put this ice cream back.
Fucking chips, boys. Let's go.
I'm stressing myself.
Jalapeno.
Alright, we're gonna start this too.
It's jalapeno, Rick.
Alright.
I know it's jalapeno. I want the jalapeno ones. Jesus.
I know it's jalapeno. I want the jalapeno.
Oh, what is going on?
Oh my god, it's raining bullets.
Did you see the collision
Hold on.
on I-74?
What collision?
Head on. The guy hitting the semi because he was driving down the wrong side of the interstate. It was right by my place. Really close.
Mm-mm.
Insane stuff.
Was he
I seen
drunk?
a video of it. Yeah, he was drunk and like had no shoes on. Had like a pill bottle in his hand when he got out of the car. Somehow nobody died.
What?
Going down the wrong side of the interstate, doing like 70.
He hit some.
And a semi hit him head on.
What?
Yeah.
And nobody was hurt?
Yeah, nobody died. Isn't that crazy? The semi blew up too. I mean, that's what I heard. I didn't see the video of it, but I seen a picture of it.
It's like, I don't even know if I believe you. Are you making this whole story up?
Yeah, I made it all up just to see your reaction.
No.
No, it's completely real.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, no, I didn't see that. I can't believe I didn't. That's insane.
Yeah, it wasn't on the news or anything.
Well, that guy should be counting his lucky stripes.
I think he should be arrested.
Well, yeah.
For a while.
But I mean, that he's
And
alive and that he didn't kill anyone.
He needs to be evaluated because it seems like he was out to kill. He's out to kill himself. You don't drive down the wrong side of the highway.
He said he was holding a pill bottle. He's probably pretty fucked up.
I mean, I've drank and done pills before, and I've never went down the wrong side of the highway.
Then you probably never drank and done pills like he was drinking and doing pills. Like,
trying to die.
Yeah, if he was trying to commit suicide. But I'm saying there's legitimately times where people have just gotten on the wrong side of the highway because they're fucked up. And if that's the case, if that's the case, then
just casually like he had people like flying down the other side, like going the same speed as him, like 70, like honking at him.
Oh, see,
and there's cars going past him the wrong direction.
What I'm picturing is one guy, like 3 a.m.
It was, I think it was 8 a.m.
Gets on the wrong side of the road.
That's another thing. It was really early. Like he was definitely partying all night, but like. Casual morning stroll, and the guy's going down the wrong side of the highway.
Well, at that point, maybe he was trying to figure out, like, how the fuck do I get?
No, there was plenty of turning around points. I watched the video of him going head to head.
So he was definitely just trying to kill himself?
Yeah, I think so. He passes like a fucking median.
What an asshole. That shit pisses me off. You know why? Because here's my thing. I think suicide's really sad. But if you're really, really to the point where you want to kill yourself, okay, that's awful. I don't think you should do it. I think you should speak to someone.
Take someone else's
but if you're going to do it to just your fucking self. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's sad, but why do you want to take... Yeah, it's like you're driving into a semi-driver. It's like that's...
That semi-driver that had to hit him head on because he couldn't move in time.
No.
Like, that guy could have died and has
and then
a family.
For the rest of his life, he would have the guilt on his mind of that I killed someone if he did it. You know what I mean?
Or the truck driver could have had a family that he like now can't raise and watch.
So many variables, and none of them are good.
No, awful. I wish
every scenario, every single scenario. I mean, not variable. Every scenario, they're all bad. Stuff like that. If it's real, like, my mom was telling me a story too when she was younger. She knew this guy when she was out in California, and he loaded up his SUV or something. And he had like 5 of his closest friends with him and drove as fast as he could into a tree. It's like...
That's dumb.
What? It's like, why is your suicide is you're going to take out the only people who are good to you in the world? You know what I mean? Like, what? It's like, let's take everyone else down. It's just, that's sick, sad. Yeah, that's evaluation shit for sure.
What I type in the
No, see, my thought, Tulsa, when I said count as lucky stripes... or count as lucky stars, isn't the saying even I'm an idiot, is, because if you're drunk, right, and you get in a wreck and you kill someone, that's a lot worse than if you're drunk and you just get in a wreck. So I was saying he should count his lucky because I thought it was just drunk.
I got in a wreck drunk before.
It's
pretty dumb. Really sucks after the fact.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, I just fucking ruined my car because I was an idiot.
Yeah.
So many dumb mistakes.
I want to find this video because it
was insane.
I wrecked my car. Never bad, and never until like well, that's not true. I was gonna say never into another car.
I'd never drink and drive now, so that's a plus. Something came out of it now.
That is. Oh, so here's a weird thing for you.
Oh, here it is.
This is a good one for.
I found it.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Isn't that awful?
See, that's a weird. I don't know. That's just
Bad boys. Isn't that video insane?
Yeah, but it's weird because he passed so many cars. It's almost like that semi didn't realize the truck was coming at him. I mean, because here's the thing.
What if he had a car on the other side though and couldn't get over? He just couldn't see it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing though. But so if you think about,
I guess no other car was hit and it would have gotten.
Well,
hit.
if that semi thinks he has time because he looks ahead, he's like, okay, there's a truck up there, but doesn't even think about the fact that a truck way up there might be coming at him. If you're going 75 and a car is coming at you at 75. That's like 150 miles an hour of closure.
Yeah, that's difficult for.
I mean, you're talking about
your truck that big to move that.
That's
quick.
like a blink of an eye. You know what I mean? Like you look ahead. Oh, I'm good, and then, oh, you know what I mean?
Especially as a truck driver who looks at an open road all fucking day long.
Yeah.
Never has to think about that ever. And then this one scenario, you got some fucking idiot on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just weird because, like,
and I hate to say idiot, you don't know what that guy's going through, but still, like, you could have fucking killed someone that didn't deserve it.
No, he's an idiot for that. But it's just because he passed so many cars and so many semis. You know what I mean? That it's almost like he was like.
Yeah, like
drunk.
that video you seen. Like he goes past that median, he goes past so many cars. People are honking at him.
It's almost like he was fucked up, thinking like, man.
Like, yeah, I don't like. That's why I thought he was trying to kill himself and then take someone else out.
But why pass the first 9 semis and cars? Unless you're just debating with yourself.
Waiting for someone to hit you head on.
So, yeah.
Waiting for someone to challenge you.
You're not making the decision. You're just going to...
You're
like not going to move.
Some weird thing like that.
I'm not going to move, but I'm going to...
Just wait until it was like 2 semis in both lanes and he couldn't fucking back out.
Fuck that dude, then.
It's insane.
That's all I got to say about that.
And then the vehicles afterwards looked... Like the semi looked like it blew up. It was like... Because
that's a whole different thing to me. That's a whole different.
Was destroyed.
That's a whole different thing to me. Okay, when a person is, because depression, we've talked about depression before. Depression in itself is a terrible, it's a terrible thing, man. Mm-hmm. It's a disease. It takes its grip on you, and it fucking flares up and comes back. And when it's
like herpes.
Yeah, like herpes. And when it flares up, man, and when you're in one of your low states, man, you are low, man. And it's like that is a bad place to be in. And you should talk to people. You should seek help. And like, but being in a low place like that and thinking to yourself that you want to end your life is a totally different place. That's depression. Then I want to end my life and take someone out with me. You know what I mean? Like that's like a different thought process, like a different pathway. You know what I mean? Like that's not just being depressed and lonely. You know what I mean? Like that's not just being sad and depressed and in a bad mental
goes back
state.
To what I said.
That's like
that's like some evaluation.
That's like some exactly like you said. Like you were spot on with that.
That guy needs to get checked out and then be in jail.
That's the problem though, because you can probably almost guarantee get off with insanity then if he goes like
you said last week, rehabilitation over the.
Yeah, but something like that, dude.
Well, yeah,
something like that. No,
that's for problems.
Something like that is different than just like if you're
It is a fucked up situation.
He needs rehab and he needs to serve time for his shit too. Like there's a thing, like there's difference.
Killed someone that didn't.
There's a difference between like the drug addict who's not committing a crime and the drug addict who's like that is like. I'm talking purely rehab more when it's like okay. You're a user, or you know what I mean. So say you're a user who then robs a house to support your habit. Like you still need to pay for the fact that you just robbed someone's house.
Yeah.
But it needs to be that you're treated for drugs, and like it's not drugs, and you know what I mean. That drugs aren't part of the reason you're going to jail too. You know what I mean. It can't be like we're not picking up people who are just like their only offense was I was in my house using heroin. You know what I mean. It's like that's not an offense. It's like you need to go to rehab. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to go to jail. That doesn't need to cost the lawyer's time. That doesn't need to cost the judge time. That doesn't need to cost cops time. That doesn't need to cost. That needs to cost just the healthcare officials who need to help you anyway. You know what I mean? It's going to cost them time no matter what. It doesn't need to, but it's going to. And then it needs to cost rehab rather than rehabilitation. And it's just like doesn't make sense to put someone in a cage for using a drug. A non-violent drug user doesn't make sense to put them in a cage. Does not make a bit of sense. But someone who gets in their car fucked up and drives in the wrong side of the highway to hit a semi deserves to be in a cage.
Yeah, I can't believe that happened. I mean, I guess I can, but the fuck?
Deserves to be in a box and think about that shit.
Weird.
It's sick. But anyway, here's enough of that depressing topic. So, funny little story for you right before you pulled up. So, I'm laying out in the yard, on my back in the grass. I just laid out there. My fucking neighbor, we talked about this. I love him. He's a nice guy, but he's got that spotlight. He put up this like spotlight to look at his backyard, which I understand wanting to look out your backyard and like see your trees all lit up and your grass and your yard and it looks nice. And then if one of those make believe intruder murderers that never comes is coming through your yard, you'll see him. Cool. But when our backyards are catty corner and your spotlight points outwards towards my yard and our entire night sitting area is out in the back of our yard, you really ruin my whole vibe, bro. Ruin our whole thing we got going here. Like the entire setup of our entire house really is ruined by your freaking spotlight. So anyway,
we wear shades outside
to block out the haters.
future's so bright.
But anyway, no, he really is a good guy though. I like him, and he doesn't have it on all the time, but he had it on tonight. But so I'm laying in the yard because it was out of the spotlight glare, and I'm looking up and I'm staring at the stars because the stars here are so awesome.
Yeah,
and it's one of the greatest things about living in
stargazing was nice.
And for you
it's
people,
like that in my backyard too. It's so nice out there.
For anyone listening who's from a city and ever looks up and you go out to the suburbs and you look up one time and you see like 45 stars and you're like, oh my god, look at the stars tonight and they're so beautiful. Like, no, the stars suck. Like, those stars are terrible. Like,
when you're in a place when there's nothing.
And then us living here have amazing stars, but you go to Montana, our stars fucking suck, dude.
Let's go to Montana. Let's pack up and record the rest of the podcast
my god.
in Montana.
So they call it Big Sky Country. Like, I think I can't remember if it's Montana or Wyoming, but whatever, which one. That whole area. Holy shit, man. Me and Nate were there. It's like you literally feel closer to the stars in the sky than you've ever been. And it's like bright there's so many stars. Because it's not only that there's no like artificial light, man-made light around you, like next to you. There's no artificial man-made light for like 40 miles in every direction. You know what I mean? So it's like nothing to drown it out. There's no big cities anywhere either, within 100 miles.
I bet
even that drowns it out.
In Colorado, I bet it's like that too.
Yeah,
that'd
thinner
be really
air.
nice.
Yeah. So anyway, if you've never seen stars like that, put it on your bucket list. Go do that. But I'm laying there. Back to the story. Side note, I want to talk about bucket lists. But no, I'm laying there in the grass, just looking at the stars, and I'm laying there for like 5-10 minutes, and I'm like, I know Tulsa's about to be coming, so I started to sit up, and I looked up. And there's just this cat I have never, ever seen sitting so patiently right in between my feet, looking me dead straight in the face. Like, what the hell? Scared the shit out of me, honestly.
And he starts talking.
No. That's right. We had the greatest conversation. No, it was nicest little kitty, though, honestly. So, that was a weird little story. Pussies just jumping at me, throwing themselves at me. First time ever, my whole life. Literally.
What's all that
out
noise
of
about?
Nowhere. Must be nice. Must be nice. What were we talking about right before that?
I don't fucking remember a
Side
thing.
note, because so that's a nice. That was a nice.
Chuck it
cut.
in the fuck it bucket.
Chuck it in the bucket.
Finger guns.
Have you?
Double finger guns.
Here's a little side note for you.
So
movie of the week to watch, I suppose.
Oh God.
I don't know. You don't have to watch it actually, but
I
watched recently. You might like it. Is Fighting with My Family. It's a movie about wrestling.
Actually, I do want to watch that.
Actually, it's a pretty good movie.
I'm not gonna watch it ever, but I do want to watch it.
Yeah, I went and my mom. I watched it with my mom. It was a nice little. It's heartfelt.
Does it make you
it's
love
about
the
wrestling
sport more? I know what it's about. They
No, it's
advertise
funny.
it every week for like 6 months.
Funny. Shout out to you and wrestling, I suppose. I found myself pausing it during it once to explain how much of appreciation I had gained for wrestlers from none other than you.
Yes.
So
we're making an impact.
Pat yourself on the back, senior #1 fan.
You gotta watch AEW with me, and after you watch one of their shows, I think you're gonna be a fan.
I don't know. Honestly, I was telling my mom.
You're gonna
like,
watch
the same stuff you were saying to me. It's like they're athletic as hell.
You're gonna watch All Out with me. It's gonna be really good. And you're gonna be like, wow, that show was awesome.
But anyway, it was a good movie. But one of the funniest lines I've heard in a long time came from that movie. It was, "Dick me dead and bury me pregnant."
What?
Isn't that a funny fucking line? The mom and the girl both say that. The girl that the movie's about, but the mom.
You know what I don't get is why Paige didn't
pregnant.
play herself in that movie. she's like 27 years old. She could play herself.
Because I don't know. I actually thought about something kind of similar to this. From a line J. Cole had in a movie, or J. Cole had in a thing, in a song, something about a movie. But like, I think acting as yourself in a movie would be real, but I also feel it presents some challenges in the fact that it's like your own perception of yourself is as dishonest as other people's perception of you.
Oh yeah, you have no idea what you look like to other people.
Not even
really.
look like how you are genuinely is like your
come
perception
off as a human. That's what I meant by that.
Yeah. Okay. See, I went instantly like shallow and
not
looks.
like not your looks. No, just
no.
In general.
Yeah, it's so hard because we just, I don't know, we have a very distorted view of ourselves. Our goods are better than they are in our head than in reality often. And the things
I'm a shit.
and the things we do that are bad are often worse in our head than and vice versa. It's just weird. It's like we don't have an honest opinion of ourselves like so many other people don't have a complete or honest opinion of ourselves, like, or of us. No one really does. You know what I mean? No one really has a complete understanding of anyone, which is one of those weird ideas we were talking about, though, too.
What is life?
Me and you talked about this. I don't know if we talked about this the night before, but that idea of like how many. I was thinking about this once. It was like, it's interesting how many versions of you exist. Not just like so we've talked about the idea of like other realities, you know what I mean, or dimensions, but like how many versions of you exist within this same reality based on that same idea. Like, so the version of you, the Tulsa that exists at Tulsa, okay, that Tulsa, you know what I mean, the Tulsa you have in your head that is Tulsa.
The more you say my name, the more weird it is.
Is very different than the Tulsa that I have in my head of you. You know what I mean? The idea of you, of what you are, who you are.
That's so weird.
Very different. They're both real people because in my world, you are that Tulsa. You are the exact Tulsa that I think you are in my world because that's the Tulsa I know. Every experience I've had with you, every reality that I know with Tulsa fits my equation of Tulsa. So that Tulsa in this reality does exist. In your reality, which is technically the same reality, but a different reality, your Tulsa exists. In your mom's reality, a different Tulsa exists than either one of our Tulsas. And that goes on and on down the chain to every single person you've ever met. And for every other person, you know what I mean, that every other person's ever met, you know what I mean? So think of but just among you, how many different versions of you, how many different versions of me exist within this same reality? My mom's version of me is so much different than my version of me, you know what I mean?
My mom's version of me is all like perfect.
And it is, it's perfect, but she also knows your flaws in ways that you probably don't even know your flaws. You know, because she's seen you grow as a person and seen the shortcomings from the outside. It's one of the hardest things is to see shortcomings in particular, I think, from the inside. Is where you're you know what I mean, or things like that. It's like it's often hard for ourselves to be critical of ourselves in the places we actually should be critical of ourselves. Mm-hmm. And we're overly critical of ourselves in places that really we don't need that much criticism. But like you'll see that in other people, it's like you often won't understand what you're doing to make your own situation worse until someone close to you is like, dude, like, you know what I mean? Or your mom's like, hey, you realize what you're doing, right? And you're like, oh, have I really been fucking doing that? It's like, oh shit, like, man, I really am making this situation worse for myself by doing this. Or you know what I mean? It like really is like me doing this that's causing this problem. And it's like, I didn't realize that though till someone who was close to me looking at me had to tell me what I was doing because it's just hard for me to see in my version of me.
You get a reality check from the outside in.
But it's because in their reality, their version of you, it's
They
like that's
see
just
something
clear.
so obviously,
That's just it's so obvious. That's what your motivation is. That's what's driving you. You know what I mean? But you don't even. It's not something that's even on your radar. It's just weird. It's just I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about.
So
It's a super interesting thing to think about because they're all real. They're all real yous. But really, are any of them real yous? Because there is really a you that is the culmination and the combination of every interaction you've ever had, and that's really what you are. Is the it's you can't because you can't really describe yourself as any one personality trait or anything you do. It's like in America we like to describe ourselves as what are you? It's like I'm a carpenter. I'm a you know what I mean? It's like whatever. Fill in the fucking blank. In other countries it might be how you act or you know what I mean. But really, what you are is just it's the combination. The culmination of every single thing, every thought, every action, everything you've ever done is you. Now, how that definition, you can't word that. You know what I mean? And that's why we can't describe it. And we also can't remember everything we've done. So it's like that we can't know who we are. So there is a you that you don't really know. I mean, you know it, but you don't really know it. You know what I mean? It's there.
Yeah. That is such a fucking mind-blowing topic. Can't even wrap your head around that, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just an interesting thing to think about. It's an interesting thing to think about. And that's I spent a good amount of time thinking about that for a couple of days.
Well, you should stop.
A couple months ago. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Life's just interesting.
I want to write a book. I don't want to write a book. I want to talk to someone and have them write the book.
Yeah, I've been trying to make myself do a lot more writing.
I probably don't write enough. Writing. You know what? I'm gonna make myself read more. I hate reading.
Reading's huge.
But yeah, Logic's got important. A book. I think I'm gonna check that out. Bo Burnham has this funny book, but it's like funny, self-deprecating like poems and stuff. I think I'm gonna get that just because it's funny. Maybe read some on the podcast.
I think that's huge too. In the beginning, it's like what I need to start doing again to get back into it. It's like you gotta establish the habit of reading by reading things that you like. You know what I mean in the beginning, because like people who read all the time read things that they don't necessarily enjoy. It's like there's lots of my problem is I start a lot of books, I don't finish them. I have so many books laying around here. You see them?
I don't think I could start another book unless I finished one.
So many bookmarks.
Or unless it was a certain amount of time.
I have so many bookmarks and books around here, like half read books or third read books, but yeah, it's like you have to read stuff that you enjoy in the beginning to get in the habit, I think, again, of reading. So it's not so much of a chore. Because I think until you get in the habit of it again, it's like reading to you is still like running to me. Like in my mind, when I think of running, because I haven't run much for like my personal exercise, is like I think of it as like, God damn it, McMullen, you missed a tackle or something, like on the line. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just a punishment. You know what I mean? So it's like, why do I want to fucking just punish myself by getting on a treadmill? I don't like running. You know what I mean? It's like reading was like a chore when you were younger. So it's like now it just feels like you start reading until you get in the habit again and retrain your mind.
Well, I keep telling myself I hate reading, but that's not the mindset I want to go into it. It's just...
This is how everything's connected. Everything's a web. Change your perspective. We've talked about that so many times. You got to change your perspective, change your reality.
Dude, like in high school when we do book reports, I just do the book report on just what I thought the book was about. I wouldn't read the book. And then most of the time the teacher would have already read the book and would know I was bullshitting the whole time.
You do your book report over the summary, on the online summary of the book. So it's like, I need to make 10 pages out of a 3-paragraph summary of a 300-page book. Yeah. It's like...
High school was a nightmare. Something I was thinking about lately. I would just love for like, how many days? It'd be like 12 days. Every single day you relive... one day of school of that year.
One day?
Like one day you do like first grade, one day you do second grade, one day you do third, all the way up to like senior year, just to fucking relive it.
Realize how much shit you forgot, but...
No, not even, just to see what it was like, because like, I don't know, I was out running the other day, and I was just thinking about like running on the track in like 7th and 8th grade out in Roseville, and I was just like, it'd be fun to go back and just relive one of those days. I'd hate to go back and, like, start over from that age. That'd be a nightmare.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Actually, I don't even know, because I'm starting to get old now, so...
just a fun.
Maybe restarting wouldn't be bad.
A run. That's what I'm saying. It's a fun little philosophical game question for you. So you have a button in front of you, right now. Press it. You can restart at any age you pick.
Okay,
But you won't remember. You won't remember this. So it's going to be like just a second shot, not a second shot with the
well, no,
lessons
because then
learned.
I'd go through all the same pain and.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I would.
You don't know you would make the same mistakes?
Yeah, I would.
You think you'd make the same mistakes?
I'd probably fuck up and end up in jail this time around. So, no, I'd stay where I'm at.
There's another movie that I absolutely love.
If I can go back with the knowledge I have now, I'd go back to like 17. Just start my clothing line a few years earlier.
Okay, I have a movie you need to watch. Well, I'm gonna ruin it for you.
Yeah, do, because I'm not going to watch it.
Spoilers. If anyone doesn't like spoilers, I'm going to ruin a movie for you here real quick. So, for real, actually,
I'm going blind.
if you don't like spoilers, and you like movies, go watch this movie, The Discovery. It's on Netflix. It's got Robert Redford in it, and Jason...
Statham?
No, Sudeikis. What's his name?
Sudeikis?
Steagall?
Steven Seagal?
No, I think it's Jason Steagall. Tall guy. He was in... Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I know the idiot you're talking about.
No, I like him. He's a fun guy.
No, he's hilarious. I just wanted to be
He's in one of my
insulting.
favorite movies ever. Actually, is
I'm just a real piece of garbage. I don't.
I Love You Man. He's in I Love You Man too. It's one of my favorite. I think it's Jason Steagall.
Well, now you said that, and I just think of Paul Rudd.
I love Paul Rudd.
Also hilarious.
Paul Rudd's like...
I never watch movies, but I know all these actors.
Paul Rudd is like one of the most lovable men. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like this, like, awesome middle-aged, like, funny. Seems like if you met Paul Rudd, he would be exactly like
That's kind of
Paul Rudd.
I put a lot of those guys
Like,
in that
you
category.
imagine.
Like
Yeah.
Owen Wilson seems like that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn is Vince Vaughn, yeah. Like, they just play themselves on screen. That's what they play.
Yeah, just different names.
Yeah.
Themselves, just different names. They always
That's
play
like-
the same fucking
That's what all the...
characters.
Think about it, though. That's so many actors like that. It's kind of getting
Dude, The
typecast.
Rock.
But it's like...
Every movie The Rock's in is the exact
Well, think
same.
about it. Yeah, it's like The Rock in... Yeah, anything.
Something where
Yeah.
something's falling apart and he
Or-
fixes it.
Or really any of them. Liam Neeson in...
Someone's getting kidnapped.
Jason, what is the other guy? Jason Statham in... Bruce Willis in...
Die Hard 62.
Right. The basic plot is this guy's unkillable, and he fucks everybody up, and then saves the day.
Yeah.
And that's all I really need to know.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin...
He's just always the funny guy.
It's like, I
The
think
short,
same
funny
category.
guy.
It's like I missed that one where Kevin Hart was a
Kevin
badass.
Hart's an action hero. Did you see him in
What was my
Jumanji?
original point there? How did we get to talking about Jason?
I think you were talking about flamingos or something.
Oh, no, The Discovery. So back to The Discovery. Spoilers. No, so the movie Discovery is a philosophical. It's an interesting one. So the idea of The Discovery is it's a reincarnation movie, which I like because, I'm pro-reincarnation. Not pro-reincarnation. I genuinely think that's what happens, not just out of, like desire.
Lights out.
Not it's like desire. But so anyway, this movie is it's an interesting concept. In the movie, his father, who's played by Robert Redford, discovers definitive proof of an afterlife, that your soul leaves the body and goes to another place. Now, all right, here's an interesting question for you. If you're a scientist and you discover that, okay, you discover that there is definitive proof of an afterlife. There is something that we can measure.
Wouldn't that be exciting?
We can measure and repeat the measurements and show you that there is definitively something that leaves this physical vessel and goes somewhere else. Is that
That's a
something
fun word.
that everyone should know?
Ugh. Well, once you tell one, you tell all, huh? Man, I don't... That's such a tough question because that'd be really cool to know, and it'd be like exciting for most people. Like, yeah, cool. There's something after this. But I don't know. I feel like the suicide rate might go up.
Haha, so smart cookie. Point for Tulsa. So the idea in the movie is exactly what you said just happens. That this scientist releases Robert Redford.
Which doesn't make sense. You would kill yourself to go live Like, what was the other life? Is
You
it like
kill
your
your
life over, or is
you
it a
that's
whole new
that's
scenario?
what Robert Redford's point is that just because I tell you there's an afterlife, I have no idea what it is.
Oh,
And that's why he goes on to try to work to prove. But so what happens is the suicide rate across the world just goes whew, like right through the fucking roof. You know what I mean? And just
that's insane.
because people instantly, not to even care where they're going, just want to escape the pain they have now because they know there is at least something. So it's worth a risk for them. Now, to me, it's the same thought. It's like that seems fucking backwards because one, no guarantee it's better.
Life is so beautiful, and it would get so much more beautiful if I knew like it didn't completely end.
Right.
I could do something else after this.
So, what's interesting though is they keep trying to figure out what's going on, and through whatever set of circumstances, you got to watch the movie. He figures out the son what the afterlife is, and so it's that you die and you're reincarnated, but you're reincarnated at the point in your life, the first point when you were at. So it kind of goes with the idea of that you have a destiny, or you have a path. And destiny is really the not even the best word. The only word for it is the exact word. It's the definition that you have a path that you're meant to take. Okay, you have a best, not even a best. You have an option you're supposed to take. And so what happens is that you have these points in your life where you make decisions. You're presented with decisions that you have to make that either keep you on the path you're supposed to be going, or they derail you, right? And they sidetrack you forever.
Derail and side. We just use two train terms.
All right. Choo choo. All aboard. But so, anyway,
quality comedy.
What the fuck was I?
The movie, the afterlife.
Yeah, no, hold on. I'm trying to regain the exact chain of thought I was having you. But so you're presented with these decisions, and you don't like. I guess there's points in your life, and often they're not as big as you think they are. There's points in your life where you're like, man, this is a huge decision. This is a big decision for me. Like, this will be changing my life. And a lot of times, I think those decisions don't end up being as big as you think they were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of times the decisions that really affected you ended up being ones that you thought were.
Well, all the time as a teenager. Now it kind of gets more important.
But I still think the things that really change your life are things that you weren't thinking about, even at this point.
When you get older, of course, the decisions prior didn't matter. They feel important now, but as you get older, they're less important because they're in the past and you've already made those decisions. I don't know. I guess some decisions can alter. I think all decisions alter the future a little bit and form what the future becomes, but I don't know.
I just think the things that we tend to think are important are not what's really important, though. You know what I mean? So what we genuinely tend to think is important. That's just because what we think is important based on what our society is telling us is important. So it's like, oh man, like, should I buy that house or this house? It's like, it's a huge decision. It's like, you're going to have a house either way. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, is that really a decision or is it like a girl that you met at a coffee shop? Yeah, but what if it's a girl at a coffee shop that it's like, oh, that girl's cute, I should say hi. I'm not going to. That could have changed your life.
Yeah.
That decision. I think decisions like that end up being the decisions that change our life.
The house one could too, though. Like butterfly effect.
But I'm saying, but the butterfly effect is the coffee shop. That's what they're saying. That stepping on the butterfly often has a way bigger effect than the decision that you anticipate is going to have the biggest effect. Usually isn't the one that is going to have the biggest effect. It's what you weren't anticipating would be what
the house that you bought.
The most important.
The house you bought is close to that coffee shop. And that's the reason you went into that coffee shop.
There's a million scenarios we can set up that house is important. Bam. I'm just saying, there's literally an infinite number of scenarios that we can go back and forth and create that make each one of our...
Let's make a whole new human.
Infinite.
And guide
but what I'm saying is, I just think that that's not even my original point was.
Like
but I do think the decisions...
Start a Sims game.
But anyway, back to the movie. Back to the fucking movie.
I'm completely off topic.
Yeah. So, he figures out that you come back to these decisions in your life, those decisions that were altering. All right? And you relive your life. You make that decision, and if you make the wrong decision or the right decision, you relive your life until you die. And if you made the wrong decision, You go back to that same spot and you relive that decision over and over again until you make the right one. You don't ever remember, and that's what
you don't
deja vu
remember.
is.
Okay.
And once you make that right decision, finally, guess what? You go to the next decision, and it goes like that on and on and on
I was about to say, if you remember,
and on until
I'd keep making the wrong decision, so I'd just keep getting
you
to live
might
my life.
keep getting stuck on the same decision for what seems to be an infinite number of loops. Wrong decision after wrong decision. It might be the same decision, whether to say hi to that girl in the coffee shop, and you might say no 10,000 times in a row. But 10,001, you finally say yes, and you go on to the next decision. And you do that over and over again until you get to where? The end result you're supposed to be at.
And then it's over?
Well, I don't really remember. I believe that was kind of what...
Then the credits roll.
I believe that's kind of what the movie left hanging, too, but I don't know. I just think the idea of reincarnation's interesting, and...
I think the idea of me having something in my eye is 100% right now.
Warriors, down 2-1.
Warriors are down, but that's because they're fucking missing KD and Klay Thompson.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, they only have Andre Iguodala, Steph Curry,
I don't care.
DeMarcus Cousins.
I don't care.
You not see the look on my face as I haven't even said who? Draymond Green yet.
You know what was really cool?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jay-Z was in the front row.
Yes. Are they down?
I said front row like it was
Arguably
a
the
concert,
best
courtside.
Excuse me.
Excuse you. You're right.
Are they down arguably the best player in the NBA? Yes. Are they down arguably? Were they down arguably last game? The fifth,
The crazy
third
part
or
is
fourth or fifth best shooter of all time? Yeah.
the whole game 3 they were only down by like 8
Klay?
to 10 points the whole time.
Steph took over though. Steph's amazing.
Incredible.
DeMarcus should be amazing. Played like shit. They got lots of talent.
If they would have lost that game,
I'm not hearing excuses from any team that has been to the finals 5 years in a row.
you
Appreciate their
was
greatness.
it last week when you brought that up? You say when a team like starts winning a lot, you kind of just want to see their demise.
I don't want.
I like seeing
Great
history.
Run. Great run. You've already seen it.
I know, but keep making it over and over. The more they win, the more history's made. And it's like 3 out of the last 4 years.
My point.
You should watch the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke.
I've seen it. It's good.
That's a good fucking movie.
He's really good in that movie.
He looks like Kenny Omega, which is...
He
looks like an old version of Kenny Omega, which is like one of the main stars for AEW.
He looks like someone who got the shit beat out of him and got plastic surgery to cover it up, and then got the shit beat out of him while he was trying to heal from the plastic surgery. Yeah, that's a really solid movie. He did a phenomenal job, honest to God.
Randy the Ram.
Yeah, that's his name, isn't it? Randy the Ram. He really did.
He has like fucking chest, like heart surgery. He's got the dude. That's some real shit. Some of those wrestlers live like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Those ones that do like the independent shows and the autograph signings now, just because they were old WWE wrestlers that ended up with nothing.
They touch on that a little bit in that Fighting with My Family movie.
It's a real thing. Did you ever hear about Bruiser Brody? They got stabbed in the locker room and everybody just covered it up.
Bruiser Brody?
That's another show. It's on Viceland. It's called Dark Side of the Ring. They got episodes about certain things that happen. Art show.
Yeah,
Coming
what's up
up.
with the art show? Got more details yet?
Yeah. I do actually. It's in Chicago.
He is a bundle of information.
1102 1102 North. I can't say it, dude. North Shore Ave. 1102 North Shore Ave. In Chicago, June 16th, 1 p.m. Bring your friends and buy my shirts.
You got it. No, yeah,
I had to
guys,
say it
for real.
real
Check it
slow,
out. I'm not
but
sure.
I got it.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna be there yet. If
You told
I
me no
am,
already, and I occupied the seat in the car. So...
Well, looks like we won't be doing the podcast in Chicago.
Unless you want to drive your ass up there. I'm debating if I want to go the night before and get a hotel, or if I'm just gonna wake up that morning and wing it.
I didn't want to talk about it now that my dreams have been crushed.
Hey, it's your fault.
What am I going to do with my life now? Is that
Wait,
good that was?
Holy shit, you're actually
I
crying.
told you, man, I'm going to be an actor, dude. I don't know why you don't.
You're actually crying. That was good.
Good, bro.
I wonder if I could do that. Now I'm just thinking about not crying because I'm trying to cry.
Yeah, man. I got the key.
Do you have to think about something awful?
No. I don't think that really works.
Can you yawn a bunch?
You could. I think part of my love for movies, like honest to God, not honest, I don't know, I even said that it's like honest to God, like it was like hard to believe. But it comes back to, I think, being an only child. And so movies were, I watched a lot of movies when I was a kid, like at night, I think, specifically, you know what I mean? Like, well, yeah, I watched a shit ton. I don't know, it was like something, everyone's got their own thing, you know what I mean? But it's like,
I watched a lot of wrestling.
movies, I've always loved movies. Always been a movie dude. Always. Since I was a kid, like little kid. Just loved movies. Been fascinated with movies. So, I don't know. I've always just been lost and studied the
I was always
the
a big fan of
characters
Jim
and
Carrey
how the
movies.
stories come together and how they... I think there's something about the way... Books do it too. Books, I like how you create in your imagination, and books are even more detailed in so many ways. But a good movie that's shot well, that's acted well, that's written well, when you allow yourself to, you're just in it. You're in a world, a new world. You know what I mean? And it's, I don't know. There's something beautiful about that. I think that it allows you to see a world and not just imagine it, but be in a world. If you allow yourself to lose it, I think movies are one of those things that it just comes back to so many other things. Books, it's like meditation. It's like you have to really
like,
lose
getting
yourself
lost
like
in
that.
a movie is really fun.
You have to
It's
allow
fun
yourself to put the phone
allow
on.
allow yourself to just be entertained like that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I mean, I do that. I always go back to wrestling, but I do that with wrestling. But that's because I'm just a huge fucking nerd.
No, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's like it's something you enjoy, but it's like there's something to that, and I think it's especially hard in like today's world because technology is just constantly. And it's like you just, dude, you are so expected to answer your phone all the time, and phones are constantly.
I turned off all the notifications on mine except for text, and that's just for emergency and calls, I guess. When someone calls me, it comes up. But like, turn off all the notifications, so it's like I answer stuff when I want to check it. You know what I mean?
Like, how many times a day? Is it hard for you? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Sorry not to answer your question because I do know what you mean. Like, I do know exactly what you mean.
It's like the only things that pop up on my phone that will like trigger my attention to it is text messages and phone calls. Everything else I have to like physically open the app and go like Snapchat,
and search
Instagram,
search to see if you have a
like,
notification. Yeah.
Yeah, and I check Instagram
Which
frequently
is
because
healthy.
that's business.
That's so much healthier.
So like I always like to keep up because it's important, but it's like not like life threatening important for like that's what my text messages are for.
Yeah.
It's like if something happens, I want to be able to get reached. But like for everything else, it'll be there when I check it. Yeah.
And that's the healthy. That's how it should be, because people keep. It's why like there's lots of people who like they open Facebook every 9 minutes.
I can like fall into a trap if I like start a conversation with someone.
Can I ask
where
you
then
something?
I'm just like sitting there talking and sending messages every few minutes. Like I don't got fucking time to
It's
do
a
this.
rabbit hole, man.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you look up and 20 minutes are gone. But
Yeah,
while I'm thinking of it before, what I was trying to
like
ask you, does this before you blocked your notifications? I guess since they're blocked now. Would Facebook do this thing? It's like, so Facebook, first of all, pops up so many notifications that I don't give a fuck about. Oh, you don't have one?
I got the GoodNote one, but I don't have Facebook, no.
And you don't have notifications for the GoodNote one, so.
No.
But so my Facebook, it'll like pop up a notification. It'll be like, it's blank and blank's birthday today, which is helpful because I like to check it if it's friends.
Oh yeah, see that's that's something I didn't realize was a
Nate's
problem until after. I
deleted
deleted my Facebook and I forgot everybody's birthday. Like I don't even know what day your birthday is on, dude. I have no fucking clue.
October 27th.
And like I'm not gonna remember that.
Right.
And I'd hate to be that guy, but like, I love you. I just don't remember.
Right. And that's the thing. I feel so bad about it. Timeout. No, not even a timeout. We're gonna keep this. Nate, our buddy Nate. I want to shout out to Nate, who's been on here before. He listened in once, and he was a guest on here once. It was his birthday Monday. I forgot. I did the same thing. Nate doesn't have a Facebook.
Oh, see, yeah.
And I totally forgot. And then our buddy Josh was at my house.
See, that's another one.
Josh said Monday was Nate's birthday. I
forgot.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I forgot
fuck.
Josh's birthday when it happened.
Yeah.
That's because I don't have a Facebook. If I would have had it, it would have reminded me. I would have texted him.
There's just so much going on.
I didn't. And then you mentioned it was, and that's why you guys went to the concert, and then I felt bad that I didn't remember. But he knows. He's like, we're friends.
He knows. And that's the thing. I text Nate, and I was like, man, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't offend him. It does make me feel, though, like a little bit, too. It's like this thing because I try to call myself on it. They do know. You know what I mean? They know. It's like, I know. If you did it to me, I know. You know what I mean? And I definitely don't care. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm the same way.
Yeah, my
At the same
birthday,
time, I call myself on it. It's like, it's a little bit selfish of me that I don't know any of my friends' birthday. You know, even though it's like, that well, I know that
I don't
so
remember shit's the problem. Like, I would have to like write them all down in a fucking Rolodex or I mean, not a Rolodex, but like notes in my phone.
That's definitely the most efficient way to do it nowadays, Tulsa.
I'm fucking 50.
The old birthday index. Yeah,
I'm 50, dude. I guess I got notes in my phone. I could write.
We should start selling those on.
There's a calendar on the
good
phone. I guess
on good note.
Rolodex.
No, birthday index.
Oh.
It's all tie-dye background, specifically for birthdays, for those friends who don't have Facebook, and that's how we advertise it.
I want to do socks. People have been asking for tie-dye socks, so I'm gonna give the people tie-dye socks, not cock socks. I'm gonna give the people what they want. Also, all next week, use code podcast to get 15% off. Podcast only. We're doing the deal again.
Yeah, use it while there. It's a good deal. Free money for you guys who like tie-dye. You're gonna order them anyway.
Be there till Sunday at midnight.
Use it. Good time to buy a gift for someone if you have to buy a gift.
Yeah, the middle of June. It's always a perfect time for gifts. Perfect.
15% off. People have birthdays. Father's Day's coming up.
Father's Day is coming up. That's the day of the art show.
If you have an old stoner father,
I don't have it.
Or just a fun dad who likes tie-dye. Cool. Maybe we'll do some tie-dye golf towels or something for Father's Day.
Let's have a good note golf outing.
I would be so down for that. I love golf.
I'm down to go golfing once.
Yeah, but there's just a little warning for you guys. We should have done this before we did it for Mother's Day, but Father's Day's coming up, so start thinking about doing something nice for your dads.
Get him a tie-dye cocksock.
Get him a tie-dye cocksock. No better gift. Found a good note store. Use your 15% off discount. No, but it's a good time to show the dads out there how much you appreciate them. If they were around, if they're still with us. Your parents do a lot for you. We did the comment on this with the same with mothers. You're a dad yourself.
I forgot that we all get old, you know?
Being parents, even though...
Being a dad's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's a big duty, though. It's a big responsibility, and they sacrifice... Duty. He said duty. They sacrifice so much, so show your dad that you love him out there, guys. Do something with him, even if it's small. Just give him a call or something at the minimum to keep going on. We're filming this podcast in the middle of the Oracle Arena. What do you got? Yeah, we were supposed to have a guest today, but he canceled. It was Clay Thompson. No, it was actually our buddy Dane. We were supposed to have a guest today, so he's hopefully be on again soon. He had something come up. We're kind of excited for it. He's Canadian, actually, so he was going to settle the ketchup chip debate from last week. Mm-hmm. Finally, what do they taste like? Is it ketchup? It's definitely ketchup.
I see them on Amazon.
We don't need
It's like $6 for a bag.
We don't need our buddy Dane.
Should I buy some?
To settle that. Yeah, you should buy some. And
then we'll just eat them next week. The whole podcast will be us just chilling.
just open.
These chips are good.
Open mouth chewing chips and then loudly breathing.
And plugs and advertisements. Right. That's it. Us chewing chips and ad breaks.
It'll be interesting though. Hopefully our buddy Dane's on next week. Is the plan at least? He's an interesting dude. One of my old friends. Actually, our story of meeting's kind of interesting. We'll get to that, I guess we'll talk about it then. But
Cool. That's gonna be a podcast. I feel like where I'm not gonna have to talk that much.
yeah, our me and his mom grew up together, and his dad's a super interesting guy who relates to my dad in some ways, and then not at all in so many other ways. But his dad's now, which is the ways he does, his dad now is an acupunctional therapist and holistic healer, and does all this interesting stuff that he's passing down to Dane. And so Dane's got some interesting to talk about. Dane's a super knowledgeable.
I did not know
He's
that.
a great guy. He's a great guy. Dane's one of my favorite people in the whole world. So
Yeah, he's cool.
it'll be a fun one. But yeah, it's a little look forward to what we got coming up. So last week's challenge was a little bit to do with looking at how you take advantage of people's time was one, or just how you might be abusing people's stuff. So hope you guys did that. If it was a good one this week, I guess just a simple one for you. Do something this week that you have been putting off, something you've been procrastinating on. We all got one of those things in our life that's just a pretty simple thing, something little even. It's like, man, maybe it's laundry for 3 or 4 days. Maybe it's I've been meaning to do this for a couple weeks, move that from the garage, or I was gonna blank this, or whatever it was. Y'all got something you've been procrastinating on, something we should have done, something we've been meaning to do. Make an appointment, go pick something up, buy something, take something back, whatever it might be. It might be take your dog to the groomer, give your dog a bath.
Mine's making the tie-dye socks.
Tie-dye socks.
People have been asking for weeks.
Update.
I'm just now like, I should make those socks.
Updating your portfolio, your resume, whatever it might be. There's
the
tons of little
website. Have you
things.
seen the website?
Did you redo some stuff?
I rebranded the whole thing. That was something I wanted to do for a while, and I finally did it.
There you go.
New logo, everything. We changed everything.
Why didn't we talk about this?
Because you're just fucking...
You know, if you don't bring things up, though, it's like...
This literally
We brought this up on a podcast once.
This happened yesterday.
He expects me, though. It's like, so when was I supposed to ask about, hey, you thinking about redoing the whole website? Like, when was that going to come out of my mouth? It's like, hey, so that's something you got to bring up to me. It's like, hey, man.
It's things that I think about periodically.
What do you think about this logo?
I don't know. I don't know. I wish you could live in my brain for a day and just see how this fucking thing functions.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't want to become an accomplice to all the dirty things that...
It's a fucking whirlwind in here.
Right now, I have, like, plausible deniability.
Once you get in my brain, it's death penalty. Cuz. What happened to your furniture, cuz? Have you seen that?
No.
What happened to your furniture, cuz?
Oh, fucking comedy.
What happened to your furniture, cuz?
What happened to your furniture, cuz?
Fucking ridiculous.
Dude, I watch that like 5 times a week.
Ridiculous.
Oh, God. You better be worried about making Ray Ray mad.
Alright, we're
She
done.
turns to that guy, he's all cross-eyed.
Right?
In her face. Holy fuck. Oh, my God.
Alright, thanks again, guys, for listening. We really appreciate it. Anyway, tell your friends. Catch us on...
Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and goodnostore.com/podcast.
If any of you are still catching us on Spotify, I know we've mentioned it before.
Spotify is
it's
all
still
sorts
messed
of
up.
fuck.
It's like shorter than it should be now. It's jumping around. We can't get it fixed.
It literally was longer than it should
don't know.
be for the first 12 weeks, and then they told me to change the encoding, and I don't know if I did or not. It doesn't make sense. But
just know we know it's fucked up.
Now,
and
it's
we tried.
shorter.
We keep trying. We're sorry.
Not
if
by
you
much,
listen,
though. It was like 6 minutes or something.
But just know we know. But anyway, thanks for listening. Spread the word. Give us a rating on anywhere you can give us a rating. Drop
Apple
a little
Podcasts,
comment.
5 stars.
Yeah, give us a 5-star rating. Spread the word. Thanks again. Anyway, catch us next week. Peace out. Insightful motherfucking hypocrite.
What happened to your furniture, cuz?